Yo, welcome back to the Friday live stream, y'all. Um, the better late than never Friday live stream. It is one of those things where I had to get a couple things set up before I got the ball rolling, and so that's kind of what I'm doing. On today's episode, we're gonna do our co-working thing that we normally do. Um, and that's what we're here for every Friday. Um, I'm dealing with internet issues, but I also am doing something to automate one of my marketing automate some marketing and stuff. And so that's what y'all gonna be riding along with me and doing. Like I said, I'm having some internet issues. They're working on internet by my crib, and so it's creating its own batch of drama regarding a low signal. So if I drop in or drop out, it's part of the game, baby. But welcome back, and we're gonna get this thing rolling. I'm using a different camera setup, so I'm kind of trying to look around the camera setup to make sure it got everything. I really need to install a second screen, and so that's gonna be this weekend project. All right, so today we are basically this is the Friday live stream, and so this is where and I'm putting my banners up. If you got ADHD like me, you already know how hard it can be to start and finish literally anything. Body doubling slash co-working helps. Is basically I'll work on my own thing, you work on your own thing, and we'll get it done together. And so every 10 minutes, I try to take a reward break to focus on questions. This is one of those things where I work and I have something that requires some thinking. I do talk. And so you're going to hear me talk during this one, especially during our work sessions, because I have to kind of talk out problems in my head. Like I said, today is going to be Um, automating the back end of one of my businesses, and getting the most out of my money, because one of the things I end up doing with my ADHD brain is I end up buying shit uh, for my business, and then I forget about it, and so that's not beneficial. And this one is a website and a membership to Go High Level, which is more or less Go High Level is um, pretty multifaceted marketing tool that has a CRM and a bunch of other stuff connected, and it has some AI chatbots and some other stuff that I need to configure, and so that's what we're doing today. So that's what I got. um on the Unstuck piece of this, if you're on Wi-Fi, try plugging into your router or moving closer to it. I can't move closer to my router. um from the Unstuck part of this, the concept is if you have ADHD, being present and having somebody else present in the room while you're working, we're working on things together. You hear another human being working next to you, that can allow you to focus a little bit better on task focus and stuff like that. And so that's what the concept is, at least. And so that's what we aim for on the Unstuck sessions on Fridays. So, um, I'm going to start, like, I'm going to set my 10-minute timer. Again, every 10 minutes, I'll stop to answer questions. Um, every 10 minutes, I'll stop to answer questions on the live stream, and I'm gonna be talking about marketing stuff. I'm really trying to narrow down my topic focus for my channels, because my goal is to be a marketing coach that specializes in people that are neurodivergent and business owners that have some neurodivergence. My special lane is ADHD, but there are other things that, there's some cross, um, there's some things that are some that connect with one another, if that makes sense. Um and so a lot of my thing is basically sharing with you how I try to get shit done. We're kind of behind the gun on some of this marketing stuff, and I got to get business in the door for one of my businesses, because it's kind of do or die time. And so I'm setting up this automation so that I can focus on higher level tasks and put AI to work on things that I don't necessarily need to be 100% part of the entire time. Again, my internet sucks today, and I don't know why. And I think it has everything to do with those people, the people in my neighborhood that are working. I'm gonna run a speed test on this, and then I picked up my phone. See, you're experiencing me in full ADHD mode because I picked up my phone to set a timer, and then I looked at my phone and realized, oh, the internet sucks, and I probably need to acknowledge my audience and let them know that my internet is dropping in and out. But then I forgot to set my timer, so I'm opening up my 10-minute timer on my phone. And what I need from you guys is, if you have business or marketing questions or literally or anything regarding task management, ADHD, whatnot, chime in and let me know. But we're about to get started on this thing. You're going to hear me talk. I'm sorry. That's just how this thing goes this week. I got stuff to do. So that's what I got. We're about to start the 10-minute timer in 10 and 3, 2, 1, and we're working. Okay. Let me connect some of these conversation chatbots here. This conversations tab is pretty dope. It's a universal mailbox. I'm on Go High Level, and so it allows me. This is spam. Allows me to have a unified mailbox for all the different places that I communicate. It's pretty dope. But I do want to set up a chat bot and set up some pipeline stuff. Oh, hell no, I'm not paying for that. Never mind. I gotta get some cash flow before I start paying 2 cents per response. That's not gonna work. We're gonna do things the old-fashioned way, y'all. Answering questions, answering marketing questions myself as they come in. I need to sit down and talk with my business partner and kinda let him know that I'm gonna be since I have a unified dashboard, I can reply to messages in the inbox without having to switch accounts. Let me see what this need to see the stats. I really need a second monitor because I'm looking around my camera. This is not optimal. I think what I'm gonna do, y'all, is I'm gonna go ahead. I think my time is best used creating an email. Let me see what this in this app marketplace. This is a dangerous place for me to be because I will absolutely optimize the hell out of this and then never use it. So we're gonna hold off on the app marketplace. Let's go to marketing. %7 open rate. And then it dropped down to 3%. All right. I really want to build a multi-step email sequence. Um, I just need to learn how to do it because I don't know how to do it on this yet. I know how to do it in Constant Contact, and so this is going to be a lot of trial by error for this because I need to be able to create a multi-sequence, a multi-step email sequence. I'm going to start a new campaign. I can. Oh, I can't see around this. Email marketing templates. Let's try a newsletter. I'm gonna have to build my own template for a newsletter, I guess. All right. this thing. All right, I need a new campaign. Oh, I can't see around this. How do I start a new marketing campaign? This is ridiculous. All right. So you guys are getting a chance to watch me fumble around, uh, go high level, trying to automate the back end of this business. One of the reasons why I wanted to do it is I'm running out of time on a week to week basis to handle some aspects of the marketing and some of the sales. And I want to outsource some of this stuff so that I can simplify our inflow. So I don't have to sit around and worry about some of the details with it. And I can focus on trying to sell the program. We do have an email list with this business. We have not been utilizing or maximizing it. And to be quite honest, there's a lot of customers on there that we haven't talked to or seen in years. And I'm really, really scared. Like, I'm not even lying. Actually scared to send to some of the lists just because we haven't engaged those customers in so long. And what I don't want is to get this backlog or this a rush of people saying I'm spamming them. And so I'm really being judicious about it. On the other side is, people. There's some people on the list that um, it doesn't our services won't necessarily benefit them, and they don't benefit us as clients. And one of the things is, as I get older as a business owner, I'm realizing that um, it's not about finding always finding who you serve or who's buying your products. It's also determining who your product is not for. And having a firm grasp of that allows me to keep my marketing in a little bit more perspective and invest a little bit more time in targeting it as opposed to just scattershot blasting the message out there. And so, like I said, today's activity is going to be kind of one of those shit or get off the pot kind of things I have with myself because I've been kind of tiptoeing around using go high level to send out emails. I sent out one and I had a 7% open rate on that, which is actually pretty decent for the industry we're in. But I don't like seeing that low open rate. And so I'm going to put together a sequence for some high ticket stuff and see if we can get people to engage. I honestly have seen the transformation that this specific service brings to um, the basketball players that we're working with. And I know that it can change some lives. And so that's why I'm pretty adamant about it. I need to see if I downloaded these video clips because I want to put a company. I'm trying to also this weekend. I'm working on putting together a promotional video to kind of show people what it is. But that's what today's thing is. And for me as an ADHDer, if I could automate a task and not have to think about it, it makes my life a lot easier. Sorry, I'm looking at the screen. I'm not looking at y'all. And so if I could automate a task and not have to think about it, it actually saves my mental bandwidth. And that's very important with ADHD. We have this thing where we feel like we have to carry everything around in our minds all the time, 24/7, and is really, really a detrimental thing for most of us. It is not a good thing to carry around all this junk in your mind consistently. And so, um, as a result, we end up overwhelming ourselves and we don't get to lock in on the tasks that we need to focus on because we're carrying all this crap around in our brains all the time. And so, whenever you can offload uh, low level or low leverage tasks, do it. And the way I describe a low leverage task is, does this bring a client in the door? Does this make me any money? And does this move me forward closer to my goal? If it doesn't do those things, then I consider it kind of a low leverage task where it still may need to be done, but it's not the most important thing you need to be focusing on. So I am big about offloading those tasks. I'm not saying that they're not important. What I am saying is that if I can have something else handle it, I will. And that's what, that's how people use virtual assistants and stuff like that. I do think that AI is going to start cutting into the virtual assistant market, if I'm being really honest with you. Um, and a lot of stuff that people use virtual assistants for, as some of these language models get a little bit more sophisticated, um, we're going to start seeing, um, as the language models get more sophisticated, we're going to start seeing them start squeezing out some of these. I don't know the word. You're going to start. It's going to start squeezing out some of these virtual assistants, um, and that's a good and a bad thing. I don't like seeing people get squeezed out of the thing that puts food on the table, money in their account. But that's the direction we're heading, and I think the top level virtual assistants will jump in front of the AI train and use it to do more and make themselves more versatile. All right, so I need to have an email sequence here. I got to create a. All right, how do I link this? Ugh. I'm gonna have to do two separate campaigns here. All right, I've talked enough. Let's get back to the BI. So part of it is I'm realizing I'm gonna have to do two separate things here. One, I'm gonna have to build a lead capture funnel, and then I'm gonna have to build a lead nurturing funnel. Because I need to create something that identifies prospects and puts them on a mailing list. And I'm gonna have to duplicate something I've already got running. And so I'm gonna have to step out of this. And this is where ADHD kind of trips me up, y'all. Is um it's not easy for me to shift gears. And so if I'm working on something that requires multiple steps, or if I realize at midstream, that normally sends me down a chaos. It sends me up the ladder of chaos. Was it Littlefinger said chaos is a ladder? And I am a walking, talking example of that. So um, I'm going to need to create an email campaign to capture leads. Okay, this is an event template. Let's go back. Still an event template. It's crazy. One of our friends in the industry, they actually gave us some of their templates. Let me go back. I'm gonna go back to the thing that brought me here before I get too far in the weeds on other stuff. The thing I'm realizing about Go High Level is they try to charge you for every small thing. So they make the AI easy to use, but then before you click it, they're like it's 2% per instance, or 2 cents per instance. Um, it sounds cheap right now, but um, it is one of those things where I can't really afford that. And so I have to find workarounds to get stuff done. This is one of the things I'm gonna have to roll AI for this. I'm gonna go to Prompt Cowboy. So I found a service earlier today that helps you generate AI prompts and helps you with some prompt engineering. And those that don't know what prompt engineering is basically the instructions that you give AI to execute the thing that you need it to execute. Okay, and so you know what? I'm gonna create an account with Prompt Cowboy because I think this is a service that's worth creating an account for. Um, okay, and so turn lazy prompts into great ones. Okay, I want to create an email showcasing the latest and greatest offerings from our business. I need headlines and summaries of services with unique CTAs. We're going to put Prompt Cowboy to work and see what it comes up with, y'all. Ooh, that's pretty dope. Okay, so what I just did was there's a service called Prompt Cowboy, and basically it turns your lazy ideas, especially if you use AI, it turns your lazier ideas into good prompts and heavy instructions for Chat GPT or Claude or whatever your weapon of choice is. And so it just a lot of times people forget that AI is just a language model, and language models have been around for a long time. And they overestimate what it can do, and it's kind of a garbage in, garbage out thing. And so, if you give it garbage instructions, it's going to give you garbage answers. And also, if there's a gap in its knowledge that you have not filled, it's going to just hallucinate some shit and make up something. And so, you have to be diligent about the kind of prompts that you put into it. And so, Prompt Cowboy takes kind of my ramblings and turns them into actionable prompts that I can plug into Chat GPT to get the things I need. Time saver, because for ADHD, there is such thing, and I've learned this. There's an operational thing called communication overhead, and once you get to a certain point in your job or business, 100% of your your work is based on conversations, and then everything else that you can't get done is kind of that overhead. And so anytime I can offload conversation and not have to communicate or think about the communication piece, it allows me to save myself for higher level conversations. Okay, that's our 10 minutes. Sorry, I feel like I'm kind of chit chatting through the whole 10 minutes, but I do have to. I'm one of those people that I have to talk out my workflow for it to make sense. So I put ChatGPT to work uh, creating these emails. Understand, I've been feeding my ChatGPT all kinds of information about the businesses that I run. And so it knows all the services and everything and all the details of all the services pretty well. Um, you do have to educate your learning model. Like I said, it's a garbage in, garbage out kind of situation. What up? All right, cool, cool. We got a guest. What up? What up? What up? Sorry, I got a new camera and I'm trying to look around my new camera and this sucks. Okay. Hell yeah, I made it again. Welcome back. Happy Friday. Thank you. Dealing with AI. I wanted to use AI voiceover. I have Adobe Suite, but they want me to add on for money. No, thank you. So, um, a lot of times it is you end up getting what you pay for. The thing I've done is since I do a lot of video editing, I actually use Descript, and Descript has a lot of onboard AI, and I've already trained it to do an AI voiceover in my voice. Um, and I pay 29 bucks a month for it, but it's like a robust video platform, like a video editor. It's not as powerful as like Adobe and stuff like that, but I can chunk videos. I can drop an entire video in it and it will transcribe the whole video, and then editing the video is literally just editing the transcript. So it's like we're editing a Word doc. And it has transitions and a little bit like color correction and stuff. But you can also put the AI and say, okay, it will, like, one of the things I do is take out all the filler words, all the ums and ahs, and it will do it automatically. Or edit this for clarity, and it will edit it for clarity and stuff. So you could play around with it and do, yep, Descript. That's exactly what it is. And it's unlimited for 29 bucks. The price may or may not have gone up. I don't know, but it's worth every penny because it's replaced a lot of video editing software that I use. And it gives you AI voiceover work. It gives you AI voiceover. So they have their own voices in it. Matter of fact, I'll try to share my screen to show you show you kind of what it looks like. Um, I'm technically affiliate, but I don't really do anything with it, which is probably my fault. Let's see if I can get it to show my script. Window. Where the hell is it? Oh, there it is. So I'm kind of showing you what my script looks like. And so when I drop, yeah, I can try to, I gotta track down my code. So I'll do that during the next break here and I'll send that over. I'll drop it in the feed. But yeah, so basically these are all the videos I've been working on. But let's see. I'll show you. I'll pull up one so you can kind of see. Oh yeah, now you can. Oh shoot, I got AI voice and avatar. Let's go. Not doing that right now though. So I'll pull up my task avoidance one because I also have a little newsletter that I work on that I have on LinkedIn. And the LinkedIn newsletter is for business owners with ADHD. And so what I do is I take when I do my Monday live streams, I will summarize. I will have the AI. So the AI is called Underlord. So I have AI. Uh, I will say I can do show notes. I can have a draft show notes for me. I can have a draft a YouTube description. I'm going to have a draft a blog post based on my words. And I have some custom instructions. It's for a LinkedIn article. Draw the reader with each and every line. Really sell the talking points. First person perspective. From my perspective, the host is Brian, and I don't know why my name is spelled wrong. I spelled my own name wrong. ADHD is a mother, bro. I spelled my own name wrong, bro. And so basically this created an entire blog post that it took all my words, created a blog post that I could put into my newsletter on LinkedIn for ADHD business owners. And actually, that's one of the tasks I have on today's thing. Oh yeah, the script is like I pay for the Adobe suite and I don't even use it except for some color like some like sound stuff. I'm even trying to get rid of it because I'm almost to the point where I just want to use the script and then use DaVinci Resolve for the color correction stuff and be done with it. Because Adobe is a monster that takes $60 out of my account every month, and I hate it. It's always crashing and all kinds of other stuff. Yep, let me pull up. Yeah, and Adobe traps you, bro. Like you can't get away from it. So, I'm gonna see if I can track down my affiliate link so I can send it. But yeah, this is kind of what the script does. This is a dope little. It's a pretty dope setup, and I like multi-tiered solutions. So if I can buy something that takes care of a bunch of other problems, I'd rather do that because the less I have to think about it, the better off I am. But like I'll do this. So I will say I'll pull up Overlord because I'm gonna cut and paste that. I'm gonna come back to that. I'm gonna pull up Overlord and tell it to edit. Yep, I haven't even created it. Edit for clarity, and I'll do a medium edit. And so what it's doing is it's going through here, it's cutting out all the ums and ahs and all the ramblings and stuff, and kind of getting down to the nitty gritty. Um, and then it'll give me an option to copy the new edits to a new composition. And so that's what I'm gonna do because I don't like destroying the original text. I will just copy the edits to a new composition. And so it'll copy it to a new composition. If it doesn't freeze on me. Okay. So now it created a new composition that cuts out all of the, all the extra stuff. So, like I said, it's just a fast way for me to edit my workflow and get stuff done. Especially, running a marketing agency and still doing video work can be kind of a struggle. And so, anything that saves me time is something I want to keep. So let me go ahead. I'm gonna go see if I could track down during my workflow here. I'm gonna see if I could track down my send me an email. Yeah, they're getting sued. Adobe's actually getting sued for that. I want to see where the lawsuit goes, but they're actually getting sued for the way that they do stuff with renewals because it's really kind of a shady thing. They don't even really give you a chance to leave because if I sign up for it, I almost have to program like in my calendar to remind me that when is the renewal date so I can cancel this thing before it renews because otherwise you get stuck with it. If you okay, for those that are tuning in and don't understand what we're talking about, if you sign up with Adobe, one of the things they do is they rope you in for a year, but they'll say you're paying per month. I'm actually in a networking group that does the same thing. And if you try to cancel, they slap you with this high ass fee, and you're basically obligated every time you sign up. You think you're signing up for a month to month thing, but really you're signing up for a year at $60. Um, and it used to be that you could just buy the Adobe products and just have them outright, like a physical disc and stuff. And you can't do that anymore. They removed that ability. All of it's cloud based. Yeah, it's the biggest scam in the world. I'm gonna see if I can find that Descript link, my Descript affiliate link, so I can drop it in the chat. Like I said, I actually really, really do enjoy using Descript. It makes my life so much easier. And this is not a commercial for it. I don't like doing that stuff, but I do like sharing. I like sharing what I know about it. Okay, where's my affiliate stuff, bro? Account member subscriptions, invoices, usage, transcription, activity. Where the hell is it? Yeah, I'm already a member of this. Sorry. Oh, there it is. So what I'm gonna do is I'll drop my Descript affiliate link in the thing in the chat. Just show me my links. The weird thing about like when you if you start playing this social media game, the weird thing about affiliate programs is they really make these damn things hard to get into. Okay. I can still hear you go. All right, that's perfect. I'm gonna keep working here, but my affiliate link for Descript, and if you're new, Descript is the video editor that I use. Basically, it transcribes everything, and editing the video is as simple as editing the transcript. And has an onboard AI that does a bunch of stuff, and a bunch of really cool stuff. Why can't you post to my Facebook? It is public. All right, so I'm gonna physically have to go to my Facebook to post on my main page. Anyway, but Descript, it has onboard AI and does a lot of other stuff. Saves me a lot of time. And from ADHD brain, it anything that can cut out those menial activities is a godsend. So all right, so for those that are jumping in, I used a it's called Prompt Cowboy. Basically, it allows me to drop lazy stuff in and gives me prompts that I can put into my Chat GPT that are pretty robust. And so I put it in there, and it gave me a pretty damn good prompt. It gave me a pretty good output, I should say. All right, we're about to start our work crunch again. We're gonna get this thing rolling here. If you guys got any questions about like business or marketing, hit me up as well. Or if you just got any general observations, hit me up. Let's do this thing. We're running. You're absolutely welcome. I hope it helps your workflow. I really do. I think it's I like it much better than the Adobe suite that I'm tied to, shackled to. All right, let me go ahead and create this email right quick. For those that don't know, y'all, I'm a marketer by trade. One of the things is um, we underestimate the power of email marketing a lot of times. Shoot, snail mail too. More money has been generated through snail mail than just about any other. Um, People talk about snail mail's over and stuff like that. It's not over. What the hell? Okay. I could stay with my naming conventions for that. Hmm, there we go. If I could get, one of the things is I would love to be able to get in front of more. I hate to say content creators because I don't. I think that yeah, I almost feel like that minimizes the creativity and art that is involved in creating engaging stuff for people to tune into. But for the lack of a better word, content creators, um, and teach them some of the basics because I do think that you can carve out a good living for yourself doing this with a big enough audience. And I feel like a lot of content creators ends up shortchanging themselves because they don't feel like they have much to offer. Um, but your skills creating content, it's invaluable, especially if you're one of those people, if you do have to have a job, and I know people that's where their comfort is having that steady paycheck. Um, in the marketing world, there's a lot of companies out there that actually need a content creator's brain to help them market themselves. And I think content creators, people that are in this content space, you shortchange yourself um, a lot of times. End up shortchanging yourself um, and assume that the skills aren't transferable. They absolutely are. If you can build something and get people to engage with it, um, that is a skill that a lot of small businesses actually need. They need a content creator um, brain to help market them. And then also, content creators shortchange themselves by not marketing themselves as much, having email lists and stuff like that, and getting those names and numbers. I need a short description for this. One of the crazy things about business ownership is it's kind of like a fun nightmare. Yeah, business ownership is this weird fun nightmare that you're in. Like right now, I'm in crunch time because I need uh to raise, I'm gonna say, generously $10,000 by the end of the month to do some things. And the crazy part is once I raise that, that's gonna be gone. It's not gonna be there anymore. I will raise $10,000 and it's gonna bounce. Like it's gonna go out the door to cover overhead and operational expenses. And so we'll have enough to put some gas in our cars, and that's about it. For what it's worth, one of the things that makes AI makes like Chat GPT really actually good for um creating marketing messages is because most of marketing is just stealing. Like you find a marketing message that connects with somebody. Most marketers have what's called a swipe file in the industry. A swipe file is basically good marketing campaigns that you want to leverage for yourself. And every marketer borrows from other marketers. Damn, I screwed that up. I need that be 14 point. It doesn't need to be bold. It needs to be 16 as well. All right, there's that timer. Let me finish this thought here and then I'm gonna be on the break here. And so the goal is if you guys have any marketing questions or anything or any task management questions, holla at your boy. Um, this is what I do on a daily basis. I help businesses and small business owners kind of get their thoughts together. And having ADHD kind of helps a lot of times when I do need to see the bigger picture and elevate and kind of see things from the 30,000 foot view. It may be scattered shot, but my ideas come out in rapid fire, and so I can come up with solutions that most people can't come up with in a quick amount of time. So hit me up if you do have marketing questions. I'm always here to kind of help out with that stuff. Oh, I need to redo my main page. I really do because I need to update my pricing on that. I said business ownership is kind of, like I said, it's a fun nightmare. If you told me 10 years ago that I'd be looking down the barrel and saying, "Okay, I need $10,000 by June 1st, um, and what are you going to do to get it?" I would probably pass out. Now it's just another target to try to aim at, and whether I hit it or not, at least I tried. That's all that matters. Look at me sitting here working, and I'm supposed to be talking to y'all. Hey, so um, one of the things is ADHD, hyperfocus. One, I do think I accidentally, because I'm on Wellbutrin, and sometimes when you're doing well, like if I get disturbed when I'm doing my meds in the morning, um, it will absolutely screw me up because I will forget what I've taken. And I actually think that I have uh, this morning I forgot I took my bupropion, and so I took or Wellbutrin, and so I took a double dose of Wellbutrin, and so my hyperfocus is really hyperfocusing today. Um, like I'm zoomed in on stuff. It's kind of scary. Um, but um, hyperfocus can be, they call it a superpower with ADHD. It can absolutely be because I can knock out, 8 hours of work in a 4 hour cram session. Now I'm done for the rest of the day. Like after I have one of those cram sessions where I jump in there and try to like laser focus in and power through. Um, yeah, I'm done for the rest of the day after I have one of those kind of cram sessions. But um, yeah, the hyper focus is kind of a dope thing. One of the crazy things about the hyper focus though is um, the crash that you experience afterwards, where you go from hyper focusing to I can't pull a coherent thought together to save my life. If you put a gun to my head and told me to think in a straight line, I would not be able to do it because that's what hyperfocus does to and that's what hyperfocus does to me. It's like it takes everything out of the battery and drains it. Damn it, Facebook, you put all this gobbledygook behind my thing. I really hate when Facebook embeds links in stuff. Um, Especially if you sell stuff on there, or if you are trying to direct people, it will put its own ID tag on your stuff. And I know why it does it, so it can keep track of everything that comes in and out of Facebook. But it really does piss me off when it comes to making these links that are like 170 characters long. Am I supposed to be working or am I on break? I think I'm supposed to be. I think I'm supposed to be on break. I don't know anymore. Are large. One of the things that's really kind of seductive about the AI thing, especially with Chat GPT, is the fact that they put a microphone there and you can actually talk to it. And talking to it makes the thing go a lot better. When I'll do it while I'm driving or whatnot. If I got random ideas or um, if I want to find out what like if I want to pull up strength feats of Ben Grimm because I'm a comic book nerd, um, to win an online argument that I was having at the house so I can come back armed with information. I don't know. It's really seductive. It lets you, Chat GPT lets you just kind of talk to it. And talking to Chat GPT, um, I can like literally I can ask it like lots of really um, nerd brain questions and it'll spit out answers. I actually like Gemini for that a little bit better too. Gemini is funny. But I can sit there and say, document every single time that the Thing has defeated the Hulk in combat in Marvel Comics, and it'll just spit out the answer. Now, whether it's true or not, I still have to check it. But Chat GPT is dangerous for ADHDers. I had to steal Jacob Fatu. All gas, no brakes. Sorry, you guys are actually experiencing my full nerd. Um, I try to suppress this, but it's Friday. And so you get to experience my full nerd. Um, and so this is my full nerd in all its glory. Pop culture references to things that you've never heard of, um, infusing catchphrases from pro wrestlers. This is my nerdum in all its glory. And I truly do not expect y'all to understand some of this stuff because I can't explain it either. Whew, I'm gonna save my work there. All right, so we're going to start the timer now. I think I've talked enough. We're going to start the timer now and do our next work sprint. Again, I talk my stuff out, so you might hear me talking, but my goal is not to distract you, but that's kind of how I get stuff done. I'm really not liking this camera. I actually have took one of my old because I have a Sony mirrorless camcorder with with changeable lenses, so I can put E mount lenses on it, and it's a camcorder and it's a Sony, so it has the E mount sensor on it, and it's dope. But I just don't like the colors that are coming out of it right now. Got it for like $500, so I can't beat it. For streamers, if you know, like it's basically a camcorder version of the Sony. I think it's 5100, um, except in a camcorder, so I can swap out lenses and stuff. And so, depending on the glass I put on it, it improves the quality of it. I have some glass on it that kind of gives everything a bluish tint, and so I'm not a big fan of this. All right, we're starting working again. If you got questions, tap in. Google Plus, yo, I haven't seen that in a while. Anybody even on that joint anymore? I don't even think Google Plus exists anymore. At Google Plus, and they had Google Circles, which is even weirder that that's a thing that exists.
You're right. Circle Switch does sound a bit unusual at first.
Gemini, please, I didn't ask you nothing. Oh, I got a post for today. For those that are popping in, this is the Friday. This is our Friday co-working live stream. The idea with co-working for ADHD brains is sometimes it helps to have an extra person, whether virtually or in real life, working next to you. You can kind of hear them talk, mumble, breathe, or whatnot. And it allows you to focus a little bit tighter on your tasks. And so um, that's what this is. So I answer questions every 10 minutes about marketing or task focus with ADHD or just in general life stuff. And so that's what this stream is. So if you tune in and you're just sitting there looking at me work, that's what this is. I do have a live stream that is more tailored towards marketing and business concepts with ADHD flair on it. And that normally is on Monday. And then on Tuesday, I have a live stream with my friend Fearless, and it's called Trial and Error, and it's pretty self-explanatory what we discussed there. The conversation is learning from failure. Oh, I don't want boots. I don't want that. Now we can save that. Okay, I need a subject line for this. Got about 1 minute left here. need to go back to the email. Okay, that's been our 10-minute sprint. Slots. Let's try slots. So, what I'm working on, for those that don't know, is I'm doing some marketing tasks here, more or less. This allows me to, Friday is kind of the day that I have set aside for marketing tasks. Saturday is my video work, and that's my block for a video. Uh, Getting videos and stuff edited and done. This allows me to head into the weekend without having to worry as much about tasks and letting me know that I've done what is required of me, um, if you will. And so that's kind of what it is right now. I'm trying to decide a couple of different things with this email campaign, how I want to roll it out. This is literally my second email campaign on Go High Level, and it's a little bit stressful because I don't necessarily know. I truly don't know like what the difference is between batch schedule and regular schedule and all that stuff. I don't get it. Because if this is a drip sequence, yeah, this is not a drip sequence. I'm gonna just hold on to this email. I'm gonna send it 2 days. Give them a little bit of a reprieve. Like I said, I'm not trying to bore you guys to death, but I am. We'll hold off on adding attachments to this. Whew, all or nothing. Do I send or do I not send? Okay. One of the things with my ADHD is I don't make rash decisions. In fact, I struggle with making decisions at all. And so I will work on something, complete it, and then the shipping side is like, finish it and ship it. And it's easier said than done because I start double and second, third, fourth, fifth, seventh, eighth, 12th guessing myself. And it is not really a productive way to do business where every decision I come up with, every solution, I triple guess myself. Um, and it's not a fruitful thing. I put a lot of effort into some of the stuff I work on only to not ship it because of fear of rejection. And that rejection sensitive dysmorphia is a real thing. Like right now, I have this email campaign that I'm trying to send out. My feelings are going to be legitimately hurt if I look and see that people are unsubscribing from the email list. I know it's a part of doing business, and that's the wild part. That's the crazy part. Like, it's part of doing business. But I don't like the feeling of somebody rejecting something because it feels like a rejection of us. And so I'm going to bite the bullet with the backing of my crowd hyping me up. Y'all don't have to hype me up, but um, I'm going to go ahead and send this email now. I'm gonna double check it to make sure there's nothing too crazy on it. And it's going out to our audience. And we're gonna send, review and send now. Wait a minute. Resend subject is invalid. What does that mean? Oh shit. All right. Save. All right. And away we go. It's my second email, y'all. I got to make $10,000 here in the next couple of weeks. And the only way I do that is by asking for the money, offering the service and asking for the money. That's about as real as I can keep it with y'all. And a lot of times we hesitate on the things, it's a weird fear of success from ADHD standpoint. And it's not necessarily, it doesn't necessarily serve me. And you'll find me talking a lot about what serves me and what doesn't serve me, because that's how I had to conceptualize stuff in my brain. Like, is this something that serves me? I had to focus on what serves me, y'all. And I do have these conversations about, does this serve me and does this not serve me? And sometimes it's a matter of identifying, is this something that aligns with what my goals and objectives are? And I have to have I have to have the confidence to put it down if it doesn't align with where I want to be. Um, and sometimes it's a heartbreaking thing because it's somewhere where I really do want to be, but it doesn't serve what I need it to do. And sometimes those things feel like miniature failures. But I do have to kind of conceptualize my day and break it down and chunk it down to, is this a thing that actually serves my end purpose and serves a larger purpose? And if not, then I have to I have to be comfortable enough to let it go. I had to walk away from a partnership that I was really excited about earlier this year. It was, connecting with a nonprofit, and um, it's connecting with a nonprofit. And one of the things is, why is this not showing this? Um, the nonprofit was going to handle part of, like, we're going to put our teams under the nonprofit, and there was such a misalignment in personality and expectations and everything that I had made the commitment to myself and to the people around at the nonprofit that I'm going to stick around till summer and see where it goes. But it ended up becoming untenable within 2 months. And it was kind of a heartbreaking thing because I was not excited about the fact that I had to actually put that down and walk away. I wasn't happy about it. And to this day, I still regret aspects of how that entire thing went down, but there's really nothing I can do about it, y'all. Like, you know, I can only extend myself so far in terms of the connection piece, in terms of, um, you know, what's expected and whatnot. That is not my business name. But I had to actually put my head down. I kind of threw in the towel, and it blew up over the course of like 8 hours. And that partnership tanking actually, um, from the investment standpoint, we had invested thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars into making this thing work. Um, and it did not. Um, well, and one of the things is, y'all, so when we were working on this nonprofit, it was really something that we had been future planning on and saying, yeah, man, we're going to, you know, we're putting plans around it and allocating money towards stuff. And the unfortunate side of it was, yeah, we lost so much money trying to work with somebody that wasn't quite ready to be where we were. And we were spending so much time. What the hell? We were spending so much time. Um, we were doing a lot of the fundraising and stuff, and there was a disconnect. And here's the thing, we learned, and the lesson hard learned, and those are the best lessons, is you can't partner with everybody, and not everybody shares your vision. And having a shared vision is really, really super important. It's probably one of the most important things, when you're doing business with other people that are external to you. It's probably one of the more important things that you can have is a shared vision of uh, where you're going. And we did not have a shared vision. Um, they had their vision and perception of our services and stuff, and they never did understand what we were doing. We were trying to put um, our teams under a nonprofit banner so we could fundraise for them and get more things for the kids, so it wasn't limited by what we could afford or what our business was doing. We wanted to give the kids this amazing basketball experience, um, and use a nonprofit to fundraise for it. And they did not like constantly trying to explain, like, yeah, the training side of the business is the for profit, the nonprofit is going to be the team side. And not only did they not value what we did, I don't think that they quite grasped it. And it kind of turned into this weird back and forth. And so one of the things that blew it up was we were sitting there talking on the back end, and I'm like, we've kind of forfeited thousands and thousands of dollars to try to make this thing work by diverting teams from us to the nonprofit, because teams are a profit center for us. And so we literally peeled off an entire profit center and handed it to them. and the response we got was not what we wanted. My thing is, if I respect you, I expect the respect to be reciprocated to a degree. And it was not. And you really, like I said, man, you need to mess with people that mess with you and mess with people that respect you and what you do. And if that respect isn't provided, you don't necessarily need uh, to be connected to it. And a lot of times when it came to the respect piece, it wasn't there. Like I said, sometimes you end up walking away from things that don't serve you, even though it breaks your heart. And for us trying to link with the nonprofit, that was a heartbreaking thing for me because I had some really big plans for what we could do to help kids out. And there was such a massive misalignment between what our expectations were and what what their expectations were. And unfortunately, that misalignment wasn't obvious or evident until we were like 6 months into the game. And 6 months and about from an investment standpoint in terms of revenue that was lost by diverting our team profit center to the nonprofit, we had lost about $10,000. And explaining that to somebody who just doesn't get it and doesn't care is something I'm not going to do as an adult. I'm 45 years old, and me explaining myself to another fucking adult just is not in the plan for me. I'm too old for that. I truly do not know how I got to this settings thing. I need to know why it's not pulling all my Facebook conversations into this. Good Lord. So I pretty much done the stuff I want to get done today, guys. And I don't really want to burn up all of my StreamYard time because that is in short supply as it stands right now. I got about an hour left of streaming that I can do before I have to pay for more storage or delete some videos. And it's going to be me deleting videos. And so while I appreciate y'all tuning in, hopefully you got some work done with the co-working. Uh, Bookie, I'll hit you up. I'll holler at you later. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for everybody that popped in. Hopefully you got some work done. Hopefully there's a benefit in this. I will catch y'all next Friday. And we're gonna roll the exit and we're gonna be out. Talk to y'all later. Peace.